This is definitely going to be a good one tonight. We're going to be getting a little technical tonight. So, I hope you're ready to get a little bit technical. I'm going to go and just make sure that the streams are the streams, because we want the streams to be the streams, because that's how the streams become the streams. And everything looks great. Facebook is just so absolutely funky for me. And I don't know why Facebook is continuing to show this camera here when I want it to show this camera here. But I reviewed the footage from last night, and it looked like it was showing the right thing on Facebook. So I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to mess with it. I don't even know what kind of accent was that. I'm not going to mess with that. And I am just going to just go ahead and continue on as though nothing's weird. But if you're on Facebook and things look weird, hey, look, you got to go over to one of the other channels. Go over to LinkedIn or go over to YouTube. Okay, listen, we have a really good one for you tonight. I want you to have a pen and paper handy so that you can take some notes on this, because we are going to be getting. It's going to get a little. It's not going to get really complex. It's not going to be like wicked complex or anything like that. It's just going to be, this is going to be some hard stuff. And if you want to get big results, sometimes you got to do the hard stuff. So tonight we are going to do some of the hard stuff. And I am just waiting. I'm watching people show up. Nice to see everybody. Thank you for being here. And I am seeing everybody show up on the stream. So I think it is probably time to get going. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a service provider, or if you run a business, it's likely that you're going to have some things that you do all the time that become very repetitive. And it's those repetitive things that become really draining on you and your schedule and the stuff that you do day to day. And so one of the things that we can do when we have these repetitive tasks is find a way to automate these things. And when you can automate a repetitive task, it liberates you and it frees up your time for you to focus on the things that matter most. And a lot of times the repetitive tasks are the ones that don't matter most. And I'm going to give you examples of all of these as we work together tonight. For those of you who don't know me, you might be wondering why LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook keeps recommending my videos to you. It might be because you're an entrepreneur or you own a business and you're looking for ways to grow that business. Well, for the last 21 years, I have helped thousands of entrepreneurs and experts and service providers wildly grow their businesses by teaching them how to attract clients into their businesses, make more sales, close more clients, make more money, and ultimately do all the things that they need to do to grow into really successful businesses. I come live to you all the time on my social channels because I have this evil plan, this sinister plan, that if I provide you with enough education in this kind of a platform, maybe you'll sign up for my free class, which is here. It's proutyclass.com. All you have to do is go there, type that into a browser, and you will be registered to attend a free workshop with me. Just give me your name, your email address. I'm not going to bombard you, and I'm not going to start spamming you. I'm going to send you reminders, of course, but I'd love to have you join me in this free class right here. I mean, if you like the things that you see here on the socials, you're going to love this because it's structured and it actually has a real flow to it. In fact, this week, I'm teaching 5 ways to get more clients from social media. And it's a full class, it's about an hour long. We get to hang out. I have a lot of fun doing it. People have a lot of fun learning. So enough on that. We'll talk more about this later. Proutyclass.com. Prouty's my last name. Class is what I'm giving. .com keeps me on the internet. Okay, so where was I? We were talking about the desire to remove the repetitive tasks. The people who come to me and the people that I mentor, these are people that have had some kind of success and they're looking for ways to become more efficient so they can get more done and service more clients. And being able to remove repetitive tasks is one of the things that we work on. So in the title for this video, I said I want to show you the one social tool that I can't live without. And I'm going to show that to you right now. It's called Zapier. And Zapier is a tool, and you can use it for free up until a point. So you can use it for free up until you have so many cycles running through the system, and I'll show you what that means in a second. So it's something that you could try out. You could start using it right away. I have got my my ability to share my screen. Before I do that, I'm going to shout out to my boy Willie Santiago, checking in on the LinkedIn feed. Willie, it's amazing to see you here. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you're doing very well, you and your beautiful bride. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. All right, so I'm going to just share my screen with you, and I'm going to take you through Zapier and how it works. So the point of Zapier is this. Now I've got Zapier open, and in case, I'm going to just shrink my I'm up here in the top, the top of the screen for you right now. You can look up here, you'll see me in the top right. So I have got Zapier open. You might have heard of Zapier before, but you weren't sure what it was or what to do with it. So what I did is I just created a free Zapier account just moments before going live with you, because I can't take you inside my production account because you might see confidential stuff in there, and I don't want to show you the confidential stuff because then people are like, hey, why are you showing my confidential stuff? So I don't want to do that. So I just set up a free account here. Now it looks a little intimidating because there's lots of places to click, but don't worry, it's really actually quite easy. The way Zapier works is it connects two pieces of software and allows those two pieces of software to interact with each other, and it allows you to remove some of the repetitive tasks that you're doing. And I'm going to give you a great example for one of these that you should set up right away, like today. So you can see here on the Zapier screen, the first thing that we see right here is create your own workflow, and it has an app that you're going to connect with another app. So that might be connecting, as some examples here, save Gmail attachments to Google Drive automatically. So let's imagine that every day you get an attachment in your Gmail that you then save into a folder in Google Drive. You can automate that. So every time that email comes in with that attachment, it automatically is saved to a folder inside Google Drive. Is it going to save you an hour a day? No. It might save you a couple of seconds or a minute, but it's going to free up your cycles so that you have less to do, so you can focus more on the things that are important. This is the kind of repetitive task that I'm talking about. These are called zaps, by the way. Anytime you create one of these, it's called a zap. My zaps save me dozens of hours a week. And after I show you some simple zaps, I'm going to give you some examples of the ones that I use that just save me so much time every single week. So you connect one app to another app, and then they interact with each other. And important, write this down, when you connect one app to another app, those apps now can share data with each other. And that's the important part of this, is that when you have repetitive tasks that take data from one place and move that data to another place, then Zapier can come in and automate that for you. So this is something that's so incredibly cool, and I love using it because of the time it saves. It saves mental cycles, it saves physical cycles, it saves computer cycles. And when I do this, it just frees up my time to focus on what's important. By the way, what is important is the work that I do for the people that I serve. And you can see what that's like by signing up for my free workshop. You just got to go right here. I'm going to look at it in the air right here, proutyclass.com. My area of expertise is helping people like you wildly grow their businesses. And every Thursday, including this coming Thursday, I teach a class for free. It's a workshop. And you come in and we spend time together, and I teach you actionable things that you can start doing right away. In fact, when I teach this one right here that you get to see, this one's pretty amazing, because I'm going to teach 5 ways to start attracting clients online. There are people that have been through this workshop that are attracting prospects onto their calendars before the workshop is even done. I would love for that to be you. So all you have to do is go here, give me your name, your email. You can optionally give me your cell phone. I might text you a thank you. And I would love to see you on Thursday. So, that's what I do, and that's what I help people with. Let's go back over here for a moment, and let's just quickly take a look back here at Zapier. So here is an example of a zap that you might want to create. And by the way, before I tell you that one, let's just take a look at these. These are some recommended ones, just based on me just creating an account. Save new Gmail emails matching certain traits to a Google spreadsheet. How cool is that? Post new RSS items to a Facebook page. So this one would be incredibly useful if you have a website with a blog. What this Zap will do is it will watch your website for a new blog post, and it will share that blog post to a Facebook business page. So now all you have to do is write a blog post. So if you have like a WordPress blog or some other blog that has an RSS feed, this Zap will then watch for a new article to be posted on your website, and it will automatically publish it to your Facebook business page. How cool is that? Think about the time that will save you. You don't even have to think about it. Create a new Trello card from new Google Calendar events. That's kind of cool. Trello is a project management software. And what this will do is it will create new information in Trello based on a Google Calendar event. So you would tell it what kind of Google Calendar events to watch for, and then it would create a new Trello card based on that calendar event. Share your new Instagram posts to your Facebook page. So there is an automation that's going to save you time on social media. When you create an Instagram post, it's going to take that post and share it to a Facebook business page or a Facebook page. So can you see the power in this? All of these automations are available like right out of the box, but then you can also create your own automations. So here's an example of an automation that I think is very handy. And I'm going to go back to full screen as we talk about this one. I'll go back here. So one automation that I think is incredibly handy is whenever I get a new calendar appointment from my calendar software, which happens to be Calendly, whenever I get a new calendar appointment, I like to have the information from that appointment put into a Google spreadsheet so that I have a spreadsheet of every appointment that's ever been booked with me. Now, I set this Zap up years ago. So my Google spreadsheet has hundreds and hundreds of entries in it, and I never have to think about that. Every time someone books a calendar appointment with me, that information is moved into a Google Sheet. Now, that Google Sheet could be your CRM. And in fact, I have another Zap that moves people into my CRM as well. But I like to have a Google Sheet because it's very easy for me to manipulate, see, search through. I like having that information there. You might as well. So creating a Zap that the moment someone books a calendar appointment with me creates a new line in a Google Sheet that has all of their information, saves me a tremendous amount of time. And it keeps all of the meetings that I've ever had in one nice, neat place. I don't have to search for them. They're right there on my Google Drive. That's backed up. It's always available to me. So super handy to have. So how do we create that Zap? Over here in Zapier, we're going to connect this app with this one. Now, I don't have my Calendly set up and I don't have my Google Drive set up because, again, I have private information on both of those things. I can't legally have that displayed to the world. But you would search for an app like Calendly, right there. And what's going to happen is the recommended workflows are going to show up below. Create Zoom meetings for new Calendly events. Wow, how cool is that? So every time somebody creates a calendar event, it's going to create a Zoom meeting for that particular calendar event. Now, I think Calendly has Zoom integration, so you might not need that, but that's still a pretty cool integration. Add or update ActiveCampaign contacts with the new Calendly invitees. So if you're using ActiveCampaign, or here if you're using MailChimp, it's going to create new contacts or subscribers for you. This is the one that I use. Create Google Sheet rows from new scheduled Calendly events. So I don't even have to do anything further. I can just click on this and create that Zap right away. Send SMS messages for new Calendly events. So that will send you a text message when a new Calendly event occurs. You can set that up right inside of Calendly, so you don't need this Zap. However, know that it exists. send Slack messages for new Calendly invites. Then you could load more ideas. And what this is doing is it's taking all of the Calendly zaps that others have created and have made public, and it's showing them to you as available to you to use. So keep Max Classic contacts, send emails via Gmail for new scheduled Calendly events. So imagine if you wanted to email a team when Calendly creates, when there's a new event created in Calendly, add HubSpot CRM contacts, update contacts, create Trello cards for new Calendly events. So there's some really cool stuff going on here with Calendly. But what I would do is this one right here, which is create a Google Sheet row from a newly scheduled Calendly event. Now, keep in mind, I'm using the free version of Calendly here. I'm not using the paid version in this example. In my real life, I use the paid version because I use this so much for so many different things. But here, I'm just showing you the free version. You can get started right away without having to pay for anything. You can start using this. You can use free Calendly and you can use free Zapier to make all of this happen for you. Why you would wait, I have no idea. So don't wait. This is something you should do today, like right now. So I'm going to click try this. And what it's going to do is create the Zap. So, and this is where I have to stop with this, simply because I'm not going to connect my Calendly or my Google Apps to this because I can't share that private information with you guys. But step number 1, connect the apps. Step number 2, set up the Zap, which is simply take the information, put it into a spreadsheet or add a new spreadsheet row. And then lastly, turn on your Zap and you're done. That simple. So how can you use this to really save a serious amount of time? Well, here's an example that saves me a tremendous amount of time. Whenever someone signs up for mentorship with me, the onboarding process takes about 1 hour. And I sign up people every single day. So you can imagine if I signed up 5 people on one day, that could be 5 hours of my time doing all of the onboarding. The onboarding are things like creating their user accounts in my learning portal, adding them to mailing lists so that they receive notifications of training and mentorship, putting them in other mailing lists to let them know when live mentoring is going to happen, creating their accounts inside of all of my billing software, and making sure everything is synchronized. That can take an hour per person. So using Zapier, I'm able to, once someone commits to working and coming into one of my programs, Zapier identifies that, and Zapier takes care of all of those things. So I don't have to do it. I don't have to pay a human to do it. And everything is created almost instantly. It takes less than 2 minutes for everything to be created. So many times, people will come into my programs, my mentorship, and I see them showing up on calls, and that's the first interaction that I get to have with them because all of the onboarding has happened automatically. Now, onboarding into my programs and into my mentorship is much more complicated than that because there are some videos that you watch when you sign up. There is a whole bunch of, everybody that signs up gets a whole bunch of additional free bonus training that we barely even talk about before they sign up. All of those things are delivered, but Zapier takes care of all of that. So people who sign up for my mentorship or my programs have this entire experience instantly before I even am aware that they sign up. And that's the beauty of Zapier, and that's why this is the tool that I couldn't live without. I could live without it, but I'd be spending a lot more time doing repetitive tasks. If you'd like to see what it's like to be mentored by me or to be trained by me, I created this link right here. It's proutyclass.com. When you go here, give me your name and your email address. And let me just show you what that page looks like because I know some of you are interested in that. So over here, it's proutyclass.com. And when you go to proutyclass.com, it's just a very simple page. And you give me your first name and your email address. And when you do that, I'm going to send you an invitation to this workshop. This one happens to be on August 25th, but if you're watching this video on some sort of a replay and it's after August 25th, don't worry, there's one coming up for you as well. All you have to do is go to this page and you'll see when the next one is scheduled. Name, email address, and I'm going to send you a personal invitation to come and be trained by me live. where we get to interact. You get to ask me questions, and I get to show you how easy it really is to use social media to attract clients to your business. No hype, no nonsense, no fanfare. We're just going to get right to the very easy stuff that you can start doing to wildly grow your business. And I'll show you the thousands of people that I've worked with that have gotten phenomenal results from this. So, and Zapier handles all of this registration as well. So that one tool that I just showed you, when you put your name and your email in here, you're going to get some emails from me with the information about the upcoming class, but then you're also going to get some training before the class. So if you did this right now, within 4 hours, I'm going to send you a whole bunch of additional training for you to check out. Actually, the first one happens instantly, and then another one happens 4 hours later, and then you'll get another one the next day. So Zapier handles all of that for me. So if you'd like to see what that's like, sign up for the workshop. But come to the workshop too, because the stuff we do in the workshop is phenomenal. I have so much fun doing it. People have so much fun learning there. So go to proutyclass.com and sign up for that. That's what the page is going to look like when you get there. So Zapier is the tool of choice for me, and that's the one tool I don't think I could live without, because it does save me an abundance of time every single day. Let's go back over to Zapier really quick for those who might have joined late. And Zapier is a workflow automation tool that connects apps together that allows you to share information between those apps. So how do you know when Zapier is right for you? Well, if you're constantly doing the same thing over and over again, you might want to check out Zapier. For instance, for me, every time a new calendar appointment came in, I was putting that information in a Google Sheet. So I was repeating the same data task over and over again. So let's go check out Zapier, see if Zapier can do it for me. You'll start to notice this now that we've had this conversation. Once you start to see that, or start to observe, so once you start to observe that you're doing the same data tasks over and over again, copying something from somewhere to somewhere else, that's the time to explore Zapier. Then once you start to explore Zapier, you start to dig into all of these other things that it can do, and that's where things really start to open up for you. And you start to save minutes and hours every single day. Put those hours to good use. Don't slack off. Do the thing that inspires you the most during that time, because generally this is not the stuff that inspires you the most. And if you're watching on YouTube, and if this is your first time ever experiencing me, so if you're new to my channel, now would be a genius time to click the subscribe button and turn on that bell for notifications so that you get alerts every time I go live or every time I create new content about growing your business. And in fact, while everything I just showed you is very important in growing your business, it might not be the most important thing. And that's why on YouTube, and that's why I'm going to put this link right here for you to check out another video about growing your business. And of course, as always, if you click on my face, you can subscribe to my channel and get alerts every time I do videos like this. All right, we're wrapped up. I'm going to head over into the chat to see if there are any questions. I do like to answer any questions that might exist. Willie, thank you so much. Tina, thank you for being here. So great to see you, Tina, over here in the LinkedIn chat. If you're on LinkedIn right now and you haven't chimed in the chat, just let me know where you're from. I'm so intrigued to know where the people who check these things out are from. So just drop me a little note in the chat. Say hello like Tina did, like Laura did. It's so nice to see you, and you're very welcome for this information. It's great to see you here on this live, Laura. And Cicely Simpson, my hero, is here as well. And it's great to see you here. A bunch of people here, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. I did put that proutyclass.com link at the top of the chat everywhere as well, so you can go check that out and sign up for that class. Come on Thursday, hang out for a little while, spend a little time together. You're gonna leave there having learned something. I can assure you of that. I'm gonna check on the YouTube stream and see who's over there. We got a bunch of people over there, but everybody's very quiet, and that's okay. I'm totally cool with that. Facebook, no idea. I got to troubleshoot the Facebook thing and figure out. You know what's going to happen is I'm going to go watch the Facebook thing later on, and it's going to look just fine. That's why I'm not worried about it at all. All right, friends, and listen, you. Excellent. So Willie's going to be at an expo this weekend, or this Thursday. So sign up for a later date. Do that, Willie. I would love to see you there. just going to go through and give some thumbs up to all of the friends who are hanging out on LinkedIn. If you showed up to LinkedIn late, if you just showed up to LinkedIn, to the LinkedIn feed, you're definitely going to want to rewind this. Pick up your remote, hit the rewind button. The tape's going to rewind a little bit, and I want you to watch this because we just went through some really impactful stuff on how you can automate the things in your business that are taking your cycles away, that are taking your eyes off the ball. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for me for tonight. I'm going to finish this up. I will be back tomorrow night, Wednesday night. We are going to talk about content tomorrow night. And I'm going to talk to you about some things that you can do with your content that are going to help attract more, better, higher paying clients to you. So that'll be tomorrow night. I will schedule that. So watch the feeds. And when you see that schedule, make sure you show up so we can talk about content tomorrow night for what I'm calling Wicked Good Writing Wednesday. I let my New England show when I do that. And I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me here tonight. No party like a LinkedIn party, just saying. That's why we're here on the LinkedIn channel, Cicely. And I'm so glad that you were here, so inspired you were here. Cicely, one of the things I love about you, I'll say this very publicly, is that you and I work the same hours. You and I have the same work hours, which is pretty much any time that there's an hour is our work hours. So I'm so inspired by you. And let's just keep pushing this thing along. All right, so Wicked Good Writing on Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow night for that. Do show up. But in the meantime, your homework is to go to proutyclass.com right now, because on Thursday, I am going to be teaching a free class. And in that class, you're going to learn 5 ways to start attracting clients through social media. You'll be able to use it right away. So what I want you to do right now, go type this in somewhere or go find somewhere to click on it, like in the comments. Go here, sign up for that class, and watch all the automations fire off. And you'll see all the messages you get from me with additional free training, because that's what I love to do. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow night for Wicked Good Writing Wednesday, and then I'll see you on Thursday afternoon for this workshop. Thanks for being with me here today, guys. Have a great rest of the night.